And hello my lovelies, it has been a bit of a while, so I'm very sorry at how little I have uploaded recently, but that's because I've been just really busy and I actually stopped making videos. I think I said it in my Switch 2 reveal video, but I was just kind of busy during Christmas. I was just kind of not really doing much, and throughout up until, up until now, I've just been working a lot, so I'm just tired most of the time. So I find the energy to make more videos, but nonetheless, here I am on my day off to finally bring a new bit of content, just to be like, well, let's see what we can do next. So as you can probably see from the title of this video is that we are going to speculate what exactly the Nintendo Switch 2 will bring to us, and I really hope it's going to be something a bit different instead of just a rehashing of the normal system. And so I've just got some notes down of like what I think might happen to what unabashedly what I hope will happen, but like I think the second part is to kind of take it with a grain of salt because I don't think many of these things will come to fruition, but these are just hopes I hope will happen. And I know I'm a little bit late to the party. I think everyone's made their predictions so far, and even before the reveal. But here I am with my predictions and just see how mine differs from others, or what similarities there are with others people's thoughts and speculations. So let me just pull up my notes and just see what I've got written here. As I actually wrote here on for the system part is that I hope the interface and menu designs are just a bit more interesting than the regular Switch and have a bit more customization, because I think that's what everyone has been saying so far, is that the normal Switch has a slightly kind of overly bare bones presentation in terms of its user interface and menus, and just seems a bit too plain. And I just hope the Switch 2 can switch things up, no pun intended, with the way you can just maybe adjust and maybe make the menus look just a bit more personalized and different, kind of like the 3DS. But we'll see what will happen. Again, this is a prediction, but also just a hope. I do hope this happens, rather than, oh, this will happen, or this is what I will. This is exactly what I think will happen. So that's what I mean by it, just kind of take it with a bit of a grain of salt. The next thing I actually wrote down here is that I think the magnetic sides of the new Joy-Cons look very cool, and hopefully a bit more efficient and ergonomical than the original Switch, where I think sliding it was a bit kind of clunky because sometimes they would get a bit stuck, or they would have a bit of trouble being put onto the system on handheld mode, or when you're trying to dock the system and just take out the Joy-Cons. But I think I do hope, and I think this will be true, and is that this is definitely we'll see a 70% prediction is that I think it will be more comfortable to use, especially on how bigger that these Joy-Cons will be, and hopefully are cooler to use in a way, if you kind of catch my drift. Is that I think they're just going to be a bit more handy than something that's so tiny in your hands. So I think that's something that's also, that's what I mean by I think that's something that will definitely happen. And I think this is quite a big one, but I think this will also definitely happen because of like how sometimes the battery, that's why I prove as the next prediction, is that the battery should be a lot more stronger and last more for the Switch 2 instead of Switch 1, because Switch 1, especially my normal Switch, actually the battery just lasts for like less than an hour now when it's on handheld mode, and my Switch Lite just lasts for just almost 2 hours at this point. So I really hope, and I do think that it's going to be a better battery, and maybe it charges faster, we'll see, but that's not too important. But I think it'll be really neat to be like, have an overall system that plays and lasts longer than the normal regular version of it. Now for the software bits that I wrote for my predictions is that I don't think this will happen, but like about the virtual console, I think like if it does happen, it'll be so good, or if it just happens to be a bit like the Switch One, which probably will be the case. But if there is some kind of virtual console on Switch 2, like from the get-go, I think that would be quite fun, and just like being able to play Game Boy Advance games, GameCube games, and maybe again SNES games. I think that'll be really fun, and definitely a nice way to kind of ease into the Switch 2 a little bit. But I know how controversial the Nintendo Online thing is. It's a lot of money for just a little bit of games that you don't even own in the end. You just kind of rent them for like a year or for how long you've had the subscription for. So I think this is definitely not going to happen like at all. But I hope there's an improvement, we'll say, in some ways. And I think another kind of redesign thing, like I mentioned before about the customization, is that I hope the eShop is just better than usual, than what it usually is, and doesn't hiccup frequently when you're trying to navigate through it. I hope it's a lot more cleaner and a lot more smoother and not filled with shovelware. But again, like my previous point, I don't think this will happen. I think it will be exactly the same and kind of blow in a way. On to the best part of all these speculations are the games, of course. Like, which games can we expect from the Switch 2? And there's actually been like a leak of like saying like a Zelda remake and a new 3D Mario game and like ports of PS5 games and whatnot. That's from a leak I saw online. Like, I think through Twitter, as usual. But what I think they should do is like offer maybe Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Kart 9 from the looks of it, and maybe use that as the way to start off the system with another few games. Like I'm not usually one to speculate what games will come out and when they will come out, because I usually just kind of go with the flow. I'm like, okay, well, just whatever game comes out, I'll be fine with it as long as it's fun. And yeah, but I'm definitely excited for things like, as I said, Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Kart 9, and maybe even more other kind of fun games that they can offer. Like, I'm really looking forward to seeing, as usual, like the new Animal Crossing. Like, no, there's a new one coming out, but whenever the new one comes out, like probably in 2026 or 2027 is my assumption / prediction. But yeah, like seeing like even ports of like Halo, I've never played Halo before, and I'd actually definitely like to try it out, and maybe even play for the channel if I get the chance to. But yeah, there's so many potential for like awesome games to come out on this system and really kick ass in a way. And now something that I'm actually going to do like a sort of like an ad lib, or just like completely like an impromptu, where it's just like I add something extra, and that's going to be like maybe some worries and maybe some other thoughts of the Switch 2. So like the only thing I'm really worried for is that it just kind of comes out exactly the same as Switch 1 or the normal Switch, and I really do hope there's all those kind of different changes and such, because otherwise I'll be spending a few £100s on just the exact same system, which I really don't want to do. So that's my main concern of like if I really do need to get my money's worth of just having like something that at least feels a bit different, is backwards compatible, but is compatible. I almost said compatible. But if there is a system that is able to not just do like old games, but the Breath of the Wild for the Switch, but then also play brand new games on this thing, that'd be really cool. But also something to at least differentiate the two systems, and I really hope that will be the case, that there is just a few notable differences that make me feel like, yes, I am proud to have the Switch 2. And there we go, my lovelies. That was my speculations and predictions of the Switch 2. So some final thoughts would be like just with the Nintendo Direct like coming actually not too far away now. Like it's just less than 2 months. I'm definitely excited to see what they will present and hopefully what games they will add to the launch of the system. I've also seen some people will say that it will apparently launch on the day or on near the same time as this direct, but I think it's best not to be misled or not to be too convinced by these rumors. They are just rumors, they're not facts. But we'll see what happens, and if there are enough differences between Switch 1 and Switch 2 and the launches with really cool games from the get-go, then I might grab a copy myself and maybe even record myself do it. So yeah, lots to look forward to in 2025. It's pretty awesome. So that will do for this video, my lovelies, and I will catch you for the next video of a Gent discussion video or a Let's Play video. So see ya.